sprints, running, yeah? Who does running? Who likes sprinting? Like 0 to 100 meters? Okay. So design sprints. So design sprint is a little bit post-design thinking philosophy and methodology is 2 in 1. So it's a 4-day process for rapidly solving big challenges, creating new prototypes, or improving existing ideas. And it compresses this kind of months of service design work, which is done with design thinking, into like 4 days. You sprint it. And usually the hackathons, like whatever Garage or some others, they are done using sprints. But the big problem is sometimes the people are not sleeping during this 48-hour sprint. So it compresses months of work into few days. Startups. In order for the startups to survive in product development, they have an idea, they pitch it, they get investment from the angels or other investors, they build something, they launch, they get the feedback, some kind of data, how many users, how many interaction, what is this funnel of onboarding the service, etc. Correct? That's how it's done. It should be done. The lean approach for the startups, yeah, to create service. What really happens, this building takes longer, and you will start missing this thing, and even this thing. And then this endless discussion, how this service should look like, and is it really ready or not? It takes even longer and longer, and it goes like this already, yeah? So building, and it goes months ago. They thought that, okay, let's do it. Let's build it in 1 month or 2 months, already 6 months has passed. So this is what usually happens most of the startups when they are building software. So they miss this launch thing because this thing is not ready yet, yeah? What can we do about it? Maybe if there could be a way that I have an idea and I want to launch the product and get the feedback immediately that it will work. So that's called design sprint. And it's done using this kind of design sprint week routine. It's done in 4 days. So Monday, Tuesday, you have workshops. Wednesday is prototype building and recruiting the users for the user testing. And Thursday you have the test the prototype with the real users. And I have done many design sprints, and latest one I did for the National Information Agency, RIA. And we did also this full design sprint, and we came to the prototype and tested on the users on the last day. So first, on the Monday, you define the challenge. And usually you need for the sprint around 5 or 6 people. So you can read more about it in the Futurist blog if you want later. Then you produce the mass of the solutions, and it's really like everybody gets a possibility to work on the solution. It's a really special methodology. Something is always delivered in 15 minutes, so it's really, really heavy. A lot of focus and results. Then on Tuesday, you curate and focus best results by voting, like art museum style. You define the prototype with a storyboard. You design and build the prototype, and you recruit and schedule the test for the user tests on Wednesday. And on Thursday, you test this realistic prototype on end users, and you use the feedback to create clear next steps. You know, should we tweak it a little bit better? And usually with last design sprint for X-Road self-service portal, we actually did it in 3 weeks. So first week was a design sprint, and next 2 weeks we just made 2 more rounds of end user testing and prototype improvement, and then it was done, and now it's in programming. So really fast. So to dig into the Monday of the design sprint, you have to define the challenge. So it's done via expert interviews. You remember the interviews from the design thinking from the beginning. Then you do a lot of brainstorming using how might we, and there is a special methodology named how might we notes. Then you have long-term goal and sprint questions that this is not done for this moment, but what is this kind of longer vision of this service? And then you map this service as similar as customer journey mapping I did, but it's more compact version of customer journey mapping. But it still includes this emotional journey points, because upon this voting is done. Then you produce the solutions on Monday already, and first you demo some kind of what I did with X-Road self-service portal, that we had six people in the design sprint, and they were demoing some good solutions from the apps and website they wanted to do. So this is lighting demos. So they made sketching of their solutions, so everybody works independently, and then it's really moderated, silent voting, and you just can explain what you did, but it's not about sales pitches or somebody's being charismatic in the group, so everybody gets a voice. They can be introvert and not so socializing as well. Yeah?
But isn't it like a job of a good facilitator to shut up the big, job, charismatic guy and to raise up the...
No, it's a job of facilitator, but it's a really special methodology, and at the beginning of the week, the sprint facilitator says that, everybody agree, I'm the boss here for next week? And they're like, yeah. So if they say that, please, stop discussing, move forward, and it's agreed already. So, and this kind of prototypes are done already on the Monday, and everybody gets their, by silent voting, the best ones already are selected out. So on Tuesday there is a more detailed voting of the solutions, where usually this decider who has the budget and power to launch products comes in and also gets this master vote. They get these master stickers, these big red ones. Others get small blue and green ones, but they will get the big red ones. So master voters to the voting, solution presentations, and decider vote. And also the storyboards are created, the prototypes are drawn with a narrow marker, what I did in X-Road design sprint lately. All the screens are drawn hand-based already by the end of this day. Next day is a prototyping day. Then I'm launching Sketch, Figma, Axure, InVision app or something else to do I know what to sketch and what I want to sketch. And you make this high fidelity prototype and find user testers and schedule the test. So it's really, usually, in last sprint I helped team to do this prototype in, I think in 4 hours it was fully realistic prototype. And next day when the people came to test it, they said that, how the hell did you program it in 1 day in Bootstrap? I said, no, it's not a Bootstrap. It's a prototyping software. So, and then finding user testers and schedule them to the test on the Thursday. So this is how these prototypes on the wall look. So when you have this kind of stuff, then it's easy to do it in graphic design software, because you know where the elements and what kind of interaction is done on each screen. Thursday is a prototype testing day, and now you know how to do the user testing by yourself. Agree? Yeah, very good. Now you get it. So you run the user test with the 5 users. You create a report and debrief this user testing. So this is what is the outbound. Really important to put this report, because sometimes some people who were not in the sprint, they have to read some kind of document out of the sprint and decide upon that next steps inside company or something like that. So documentation is really important, and there is a special tool sets for do that. And I'm using aj and Google Ventures design sprint methodology, and I am aj&Smart certified design sprint facilitator. So usually when the user testing is done, I said that there will be more than 30 usability risks mapped, yeah. You will get this type of picture, but then the team votes with the dots, this kind of focus points, which have biggest impact on the customer experience. Remember, you came here to understand experience design, and most easiest to implement as an improvement. So you vote like top 5, top 10 out of this bunch of all, and you move forward. So to summarize, design sprint can solve following things. So cross-functional teams in the large organizations find it hard to align with the common business objectives. So design sprint puts them just on the same line, and they are forced to align with the business objectives, agree on that, and then take steps day by day, one by one further. Teams often work towards unclear goals as project scope changes repeatedly, and this even happens to the startups. You remember I saw the picture that we want to do this lean programming in 1 month, and then the development and design extends, but right now with the design sprint, everybody's there, everybody know that they have to deliver in the next step, and there is no way that it doesn't happen. So teams lack real data on which to base business decisions instead of reliance on endless internal discussions. And these have the pressure to innovate, but they don't know how to start. So this is especially true for the product and service managers. I have been service manager for 10 years before being a designer, so I know how this pressure to innovate internally as a product or service manager it is. But they don't know how to start, or sometimes, okay, it will be another 6-month project. Let's launch in April and see that it's ready by October. No, it's delayed by the new year. Okay, and then it goes. And development cycles run too long. So in the beginning of the project, we are everybody like enthusiastic. Yeah, let's make new product. And then this 1 month planning of development of product goes to 6 months and even 9 months, and that enthusiasm falls. And if the team doesn't have this magic spirit, then how the hell they are going to accomplish then something? So core principle, first of all, in the design sprint, as I said, that you work together, but you work alone, so everybody gets a chance to draw their exact solution during design sprints. So it's a lot of, it's tangible, and also there are discussion parts, which is like really exactly moderated, and you can really start being right. So it's already in the beginning, everybody agrees what this kind of biggest outcome for the longer term even will be. And you don't rely only on the creativity, so it's not something that, we don't have creative people in design sprints, and design sprint will be unsuccessful. So you don't need creative people for the design sprints, you just need your team, and they just have a special routine to come to the realistic prototype and test it to the end users in 4 days. So that concludes my quick intro to the design sprint. So it uses some of the elements I was talking today earlier in the training, but next horizon, so what is the experience design of the future? So this is something like that. I'm having a speaker. I have to design a prototype for a speaker that, Alexa, how much does the burger cost? And Alexa says that Big Mac costs €5.20. Should I pre-order it to Ülemiste McDonald's? So this kind of user interface designs we have to do today and in the future more and more. So, and to summarize what I was talking today, I was talking about design thinking as a core philosophy on designing, then service design as a methodology, and business analysis also here, etc. To execute it, how the UX design, what is the difference between UI design, and how this supports to creating customer experience, either more traditional service design and design thinking ways, or in design sprints. If the team, they just have to schedule a vacation for 4 days to do the design sprints, completely like off work, no phones, no laptops for 4 days. That's all what I'm asking if I would like to do a design sprint. And just to summarize, so new training coming soon. After this training, do-it-yourself UX design and running design sprints yourself. So stay tuned to our Facebook page or write me